Hello, folks. This is Raj Sastri from Raj Option Trading. Today, I want to talk about ThinkorSwim chart settings. So, with that, I got a chart here for Netflix. It's a good stock. So, what I have here is really I got implied volatility. As I'm looking at the chart, I need to know right away what the implied IV rank or implied volatility rank of the stock. So, in this case, it's 17.4. I also want to know what the implied volatility itself right now. It shows it's 43. And ATR on a given day, how much this stock can go up or down. That's the ATR, average true range. Then I got expected move, that's $15, which is almost similar to ATR. And I got VWAP. VWAP will tell me on a given day what the price at which there is a good support level. For example, 553 is where there is a good support. Right now price is 555.31, so it's a little bit above the good support for a given day. It talks about earnings per share. Is the company earning any money or not? What's the volume today? And it talks about squeeze. Is there any squeeze for the stock? This is based on John Carter's trade the market indicator. Right now it's telling me on a daily chart there is a squeeze has already fired on the long side, and there is a squeeze not yet formed. It's still red dots on a 2-day chart or on a weekly chart. There is a squeeze about to be formed. On a monthly chart, squeeze has already fired. That's why it's green here. So with that, I got moving averages. As you can see here, there's a um, there is a 10-day moving average, and there is a 10-day, 20-day, and a 50-day moving average. I like to see these moving averages. Probably I should change this moving average color. I can do it right away. Green is fine for the 9-day, and for the um, 25-day, I like to change it to maybe yellow, so that way it's good to understand. And then I got red, which is 50-day moving average, and 50-day moving average is red. That's good. So what this tells me is really Netflix right now, it's above 25-day moving average, above 50-day moving average. So it's a bullish indicator. Anybody who is trend trading would like to look at the trends and want to see if the stock is going above 9-day, 25-day, 50-day moving average. If so, it's a bullish trend. Next, I look at volume average. It's on the balance volume. So here normally, I don't look at modified right now. It looks like I got modified. Normally, I look at, if you want to change this indicator, you can go to, here the torchlight symbol here, edit studies. And as you can see here, I got right now on the balance moving average. It's in the lower studies. So I can remove this here. It's modified. I don't want modified. I can click on balance moving average right here. I like this one. So I will add this. The moment I add this here, it went somewhere down. So I can pull it right here where I want it to be. So when I apply this, I got on balance moving average. That tells me for Netflix right now, on balance moving average is going up. That means people are buying this stock. On a it's a bullish indicator. I like to see on balance moving average going up like this. That tells me stock is bullish. Next I got RSI, relative strength index. Relative strength index will tell me how is the stock doing. I like to look at the range. Even though it's 62.24 right now, I like to see where it came from. So it came from a lower level to a higher level. It's trying to reach the over bought territory. So whenever it goes up like this, above 65 or above 70, I would not buy the stock at that time. For example, it hit higher bound here when the stock surged. So this may not be a good idea to buy. So I like to buy when its RSI is around 50 or so, not higher. So to add RSI, same story. You can click on this torchlight here, and I already have the RSI. You can just say RSI. So right here, this is the RSI. So I already have RSI right here. So I just add the default whatever we have. So I got the RSI. So it's a good indicator. I would recommend adding RSI. Next, I got a DMI. DMI is one of my favorite indicators. I love looking at the DMI. So in the DMI chart, if I go back here to Torchlight and say DMI, and you can read through here. If I click on this, it will tell you it's a directional movement index. That's a DMI, and there are D plus, D minus, and ADX. So you can read through this, but in a nutshell, what it is really you want to make sure in this case I already have DMI. So you could add DMI to your chart. I have DMI right here in the lower studies, right here, DMI 14 Wilders. And if I click on this here, what I have is really DI plus, which is the bullish indicator. That's the blue sign. I want it to be blue, so I know the bullishness is blue. And then I got DI minus, which is I like to see DI minus as red. Let's go change it to red. There we go. And I like to see the ADX itself, ADX as solid white. So let me change it to solid white. All right, so this is how I like to see it. So in this case, DMI on a 14-day, right now it's a daily chart, 14 period, 14 day. It's telling me the bullishness. People are bullish on this stock. That's why the blue line is above red line. So if the difference between the blue line and the red line is more, for example, here there's a lot of difference between these two, that means it's really bullish. And ADX line, normally if it's above 25 or so, it tells you it's really momentum, it's bullish. Right now it's okay, it's 18, it's trying to go up a little bit, so which is a bullish sign. But normally I look for the blue line to be above red line, which is a bullish indicator. And I would love this momentum ADX to go up. Right now it's not there yet. It might go up as we go forward. Next is implied volatility. So let me go back here to the torchlight here. I got implied volatility right here in the lower studies implied vol. So to add implied volatility, you just need to say implied volatility. That's what I have. I also like to add historic volatility, so that way I can see both implied volatility and historic volatility together. So I would add to the same place here. I would pull this on top here. So I like to see implied wall and historic wall. So if I click on this here, the historic wall is pink color here, which is good. So if I go back here, right now it tells me the implied volatility is going above historic volatility. That I'm not too much worried here. It's telling me implied volatility is going from a lower area to a higher area, but still the IV rank, as you can see here, is 17.4. Given the IV rank 17.4, if I want to buy a call option as an example, I'm pretty comfortable. I'm not paying too much. When the IV rank is low, you can buy call options or call spreads. But when the IV rank is high, that's when you want to sell some put spreads or put options. So that's how you kind of play around with the IV. I like to look at both IV as well as the RSI. If RSI is high like this, I would not buy call options right away. I would want to wait for this to fall off a little bit, maybe around say 60 level or even 55 level in case of stocks like Netflix. Then I would buy call options or a call spread. But if I want to sell put option, I would love to see this higher, maybe say IV rank around say 50, 60, 70. And I would like to see RSI to be also high because I want stock to be overbought. So we can wait for implied wall to drop off, so that way we can make some money. So typically, if I'm selling put options, I like the implied wall to be high, so that way I'm selling put option. I want stock to go up, so I will take that back. I want RSI to be a little bit lower in case I'm selling put options, so that way selling put option is a bullish strategy. We want the stock to go up. If it is already overbought, then there is not too much room to go up, so I would like RSI to be a little lower when I sell put option. So with that, next is check in money flow. This is a very good indicator that tells me how is the smart money doing. Is the smart money buying into the stock or not? So right now for Netflix, as you can see here, smart money is buying into the stock. That's why the check in money flow is going up. To add the check in money flow, just here you can go to studies, say check in money flow right here. I already added check in money flow, as you can see here. So that's a good way to add it. I think I already have it. So that's check in money flow. Normally what I will do is I will look at the trend itself. I will show you how to add these trends. So same story here. If you go here, I already added it. If you see here, I got moving average exponential 25, exponential 9, exponential 50, and same story here. You can MOV, AVG. So I got moving average here. Moving average. Yeah, moving average. Exponential. This is the one I added. So you can add same thing. You can add 3 times, and then once you add all the three, you can go in and change your length. So I have 25 length, and I got 50 length and 9 length. So three moving averages. 25, I changed the color to yellow, as you can see here, and I got 50. The 9 itself, I think I got color green, blue, and 50 I got red. So whenever stock falls below 50-day moving average, I would watch out a little carefully and make sure there is some sign of stock going up before I jump in. So those are the main indicators. I don't like too many indicators on my chart. At least these indicators will help me to understand how is the stock doing, and take it from there. Next thing I also like on my chart is the implied volatility, the ATR, moving average exponential, some of these things. I will show you how to add these. So it's a very good indicator for me when I'm looking at the chart. I like to see when is the next earning due. In the simulated trading, it does not show earnings here, but I have the indicator to show when is next earnings. So with that, what I did is I added some custom custom strategies. If you go to strategies, and right now I got a IV rank, IV percentile custom study. So I added that. It's right here, as you can see here. IV percentile. So if you click on this here, go to edit, it gives you the code. This is not my code. I basically got it from internet site, which is a it's a good code here. It kind of tells you the actual implied volatility, IV rank. So IV rank is very important for options buyers and sellers, because we need to know how is IV. If IV is low, you can basically buy long, call options, call spreads. If it is high, it's good to buy put spreads and put options, and some of, sell put spreads and put options. So there are various strategies you can implement based on the IV rank itself. So I will add this code also in the comment section, in the YouTube video, so you can copy this right away, and add it to your strategies. So like I talked about, to create a strategy, it's very easy. So you could go here. In my case, I already have IV percentile. So if I had to create something like this, I would go create, and I would put IV percentile as an example. And I would remove this, and then you could cut and paste the code that I will put it, in the YouTube site. For example, if I have to add something, I have something here. I could go here and just cut paste this code all the way. So there you go. I can cut this and put it right here. And it gives some symbol like this. Just hit escape, that will go away, and you can add this. So I will say IV percentile 1 at this point, because I already have IV percentile. So that will go and add it to the strategy itself. So I will go remove this because I already have one. Just wanted to show you. So that's how you add it. So I also have one more here, which is squeeze. So as you can see here, if I go to squeeze, I got multiple squeeze here. There's a normal squeeze, that's a daily squeeze. I got a weekly squeeze, which is squeeze week, a 2-day squeeze, and a monthly squeeze. I like to see all these squeezes here, so that way I know if the stock is going to go up exponentially or go down exponentially. So, code for this is also something very simple. If you go here, you have the code here. I will add it to the YouTube, video comment section. You can copy it. And to create this also same story, you could, you copy the code something like this, um, and, go here under strategies, click on create, and, give the strategy name. I'll say squeeze month. So then you remove this here and just add the code, and just hit escape. When you see something like this, just hit escape, and that's it. We have squeeze month here. Since I already have it, I will remove this, delete. So once you have these strategies, you can add the strategy. I already added the strategy. As you can see here, I got IV percentile, squeeze week, those two things here, and squeeze month. And do I have squeeze today? Um, yeah, squeeze today also, I have all of them. So that's why you can see here I have all the things here that I need. So by looking at this chart, I have a good idea how the stock is going to do. Next I will also show you one more chart setting I normally look at. That's um, basically TTM, trade the market, from John Carter. In the TTM, I like to look at the daily chart, 1 day, 1 year chart, and 2 year, 2 day chart, 5 year weekly chart, 10 year monthly chart. It tells me, at the high level, how is the stock doing. If I want to buy a stock, I want to make sure the trend is up on a monthly, weekly, 2 day, and 1 day chart. So that gives me good confidence stock will go up. So this is a simple way to set it up. So if I go here, same story here, I could go here and go to studies, and in here I can go to edit studies. So what I have here is you know TTM squeeze. So you can just search for TTM squeeze here. So right here, TTM Squeeze, that's the one I added here. And if you want to look at here, you can just go open it. I just added the default. There is nothing great about this. You can just add the squeeze, and if you want to look at it, it's the details are right here. But in my case, I just added the default one. I did not do any changes. The default parameters, as you can see here, just leave it as it is. That's good. And I also added the wave. I like to add both A wave and C wave. So first one is the A wave, which is a short-term indicator. Next one is a little bit longer term indicator. So if I open the A wave here, the way it's set up is, A wave is basically wave one. So I said wave one, and show plot, show bubble, show title. So that way, it's basically, everything else is same thing. So if you go to, wave one, that's your short term wave. We call it A wave. Then I think I got, here, wave 2 I said no, because that's the long term wave. And this is no. Zero line, I want to show the zero line. The zero line is basically the line right here, the zero line. So in short, for the A wave, you got to make sure the wave 1, you need to make sure you have show plot, show bubble, and show title. And in wave 2, you should not have show plot checked. So uncheck the show plot, and wave 2 low, same story, uncheck the show plot. Zero line, you need the zero line. So that's your A wave, which is right here. This is the A wave. Next, let's look at the B wave. So I have the B wave, right? Sorry, C wave. C wave is longer term wave. So if you you basically add one more wave, and right here I added wave twice. First one is A wave, second one is C wave. For C wave, if you open this here, you want to make sure the wave one is not show plot is checked off. You don't want this to be checked. Uncheck the wave one, because wave one is your A wave, which is already right here. So for C wave, you need wave 2. So in the wave 2, I got show plot, show bubble, show title, and same story. Wave 2 low, I got same thing, show plot, show bubble, show title. Zero line, it's show same thing, show plot, show bubble, show title. So for the C wave, which is right here, we are looking at wave 2 high, wave 2 low, and we don't want wave 1, which is right here. So that's how you add the waves. In my case, I got both the A wave here, C wave here. So I added that to both 1 year, the one year 1 day chart, 2 year 2 day chart, all these charts. And I also, if you look at the grid here, I chose 4 grid here because I like to see all the four time frames. So that's why I chose 4 grid here. And for all the 4 grids, it's same thing. I added the same indicator, as you can see here. It's the same study here. I got TTM Squeeze, TTM Wave, which is A wave, TTM Wave, which is C wave. So by looking at the waves, for example, I would take one more stock here. Instead of Netflix, let's look at AVGO, AVGO. It's Broadcom, as you might be knowing. In case of Broadcom, as you can see here, a nice looking chart on a daily, 2 day nice looking chart, especially with the semiconductor shortage. All these semiconductor stocks are doing nicely. I got a squeeze in the daily chart. So when there is a red dot, it's telling the Bollinger Band itself is the Keltner tunnel is within the Bollinger Band. So it's telling there is a volatility compression going on, and at this point, the volatility has to expand. So when that happens, stock price will go up, and option price will also go up. So in this case, there is a compression right now, and if you look at red dot here, normally you will see a couple of red dots, and then a green dot. The moment you see a green dot after a couple of red dots, that's when we call it a squeeze has fired. And at the time you would see, how is my short-term A wave? Is it above zero? In this case, the short-term A wave is above zero. That's a bullish sign. And the long-term C wave is also above zero. The moment both short-term and long-term waves are above zero, and we have a red dot, most probably it's going to be firing on the bullish side. Stock is going to go up. So this is a good time for you to either buy a stock itself outright, or you could buy a call option, delta 70 call option, or a call spread. You would buy, maybe in this case, buy a 480 490 spread, or even 480 and 500 spread if you want a little more bang for the buck. So that's how you play it. Then you look at the longer term 2 day. In the 2 day also, right now we got a squeeze here. Squeeze has not fired yet. So in the 2 day chart, as you can see here, the short term C wave is it's not above zero yet. It's getting to be above zero, meaning the lines, the yellow bars are getting shorter. The yellow bars show some positive strength. As the yellow bars are getting shorter and shorter, it will basically go above and oscillate above the zero line. Then that's when it will become bullish. But according to TTM Squeeze by John Carter, when the longer term C wave is above zero, just like what we see here, we can pretty much ignore the shorter term wave to some extent. But in this case, there is shorter term A wave is trending up. So that's a bullish sign. But nevertheless, we could go by longer term C wave. If the C wave is above zero, that's a bullish indicator. In a nutshell, the longer term wave above zero in the 1 day chart, 2 day chart, and weekly chart, and a monthly chart, and we got squeeze in the 1 day chart and a 2 day chart. That's telling me, hey, you know what, this stock is going to go up. I could buy a delta 70 call, or a spread, in-out spread, a buy a 480, sell a for 500 type spread. So you could make some good money, and you don't need to spend so much capital because you're buying a spread here. You're not buying stock outright. So that's how I kind of play with the this year, the TTM trade, or TTM trade the market. And many of this, if you look at AVGO here, as you can see here, there is a one dot here in the daily chart, and there is a couple dots here in the 2 day chart. If I go back to my other chart right here, a while ago. Same story, by looking at this chart itself, I know there is a squeeze in the daily chart, and there is a squeeze in the 2 day chart. It's about to fire. So just by looking at this, I know, the squeeze itself is formed, and the weekly and monthly there is a positive bullishness. I could, just by looking at this, I know this. So that's why I put these labels also here, so that way I know a squeeze is about to be formed. But I also like to, even after looking at this squeeze here, I also like to look at the chart, the squeeze chart here, just because I like to look at the wave. I like to see, even though squeeze is formed, is the A wave above zero, is the C wave above zero. So that, by looking at this, I will know those things. I like to look at the curvature. Is it trending up, trending down? So this will give me a little more good idea. So with that, I think it's a wrap. So this will really help you to see the way I set up my chart. And it really helps to look at the chart to see how the stock is doing. And one thing I also do is really, if you look at the squeeze here as an example, sometimes I look at the previous squeezes. For example, here, some stocks they give some false squeeze. So I like to look at the squeeze and see how it's formed in the past. For example, AVGO, here there's a squeeze, and then it fired, and then when it fired, it went up, and there is a squeeze here. It fired, it went up. So some stocks like AVGO, I think this is doing very nicely. I can see past squeeze how it played out. That will give me some confidence future squeezes also do well. But in some cases, if you see some false positive, for example, there is a stock called Charter Communications. I think it's CH. Charter Communications right here. Many times I've seen in this type of stocks, I can't believe it. Sometimes it'll fall. See here, there's a squeeze here, but the stock went down. So some stocks will give false positive. That's why I always like to look at the historic, how the squeeze has played out in the past, and take it from there. But normally, I think even in this scenario, I think if you see here, we have red dots, and then there's a green dot, and here there is some negativeness. The dark blue color means there is some negativeness. It's a little bit weaker sign. um, but in this case you would think it might fire on the higher side because A wave is C wave is above zero, but looks like it kind of fired on the negative. It went down. I think that's where this if you see here the histogram became negative. So the moment you see a red bar coming down after the squeeze, that means it's going to fire on the negative side. So that's why you got to watch out if the after the squeeze has formed, how is the bars, are they going above the zero line or below the zero line? If they go below zero line, then it's going to be on the negative side. So probably you can do buy some put options, or I mean, I would not recommend shorting the stock, but you could buy some put options or put spreads in this scenario. So with that, thank you very much. I will put some of these codes also, think scripts, so that will help you to add it to your chart. If you have any questions, please add it to the comment. I can help to clarify. So with that, thank you very much.